एक है पूरे इंडस्ट्री में लोगों का पैसे डूबता, लेकिन फाइटर का पैसे कभी नहीं डूबता. आदमी बंदा करेगा नहीं, कौन गाड़ी खरीद के लाएगा और पलटी करेगा. आई वर्कड विद like all the great action directors like Inu Verma, Abbas Bhai, Ravi Diwan, Sham Kaushal. So I was very, मतलब उनके पास सीखा काफी चीज है ना. It's one of the biggest tough job in the industry is an action director.
Are you a loser? Are you a freak? Do you need a lover? Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Don't bother me.
Welcome to Real Strugglers, where we talk to real filmmakers and actors about their struggles working in the chaotic world of films. Today, our guest is one of India's #1 action directors, Sunil Rodrigues, or commonly known as Rod. So, sir, आपका journey कब start हुआ था?
My journey started in 94.
Okay.
And then I became a stuntman in 95. I was a very lucky guy, to be honest. Only for hardly 7 months I trained. Then I became a stuntman. To be honest, people learn for 2 years and then they become a stuntman. Because of my personality, and that was the advantage for me. Become an action director. Not an action director, as a stuntman.
So, 94 to 95 mein, what were you doing? What
Like, I was working in a company.
Okay.
So I did my technical job. I was working in a company that got shut down. So union ka problem issues. Then we how to go back to work. One of our neighborhood, like Durga, my dad's friend, he was a stuntman.
Okay.
So once I told him, Masti mein, he should tell me, become a stuntman, you'll earn good money. But I was saying, I don't want to come in film industry, I have a good job and all. So then I told uncle कि आ जाऊँगी uncle आपके पास सीखने ये वो. बोला आ जाना. Then I went, I met Inu Verma. He looked at my personality and then he told you can become and I was 21, hardly 21.
Okay.
So he told you can become a stuntman and then he started training me. And I became a stuntman in 95.
So just training में क्या होता है exactly?
Training में like they basically action, reaction, punches, fall. We do उस टाइम पे जू बीच पे सब कुछ होता था. जो भी होता था जू बीच. और बेसिकली अम्बोली गार्डन में कभी whatever it goes in अम्बोली गार्डन वो होता था. अम्बोली गार्डन में थोड़ा बहुत होता था. इवनिंग में सेक्शन में. मॉर्निंग सेक्शन they should be training in the like on the Jew beach. There was a famous palm और गोदरेज बंगले की बाजू में. तो वहाँ पे ही सब लोग सीखते थे. There was like action directors, different action directors के groups होते थे. They should train from Godrej Bungalow to Jew Puliwada.
Okay.
So वहाँ पे मतलब अलग-अलग groups अपने अपना train करते थे.
Okay.
लोग सीखते थे like.
So this is like, did you have to pay to be trained?
No. To be honest, उस time पे नहीं था.
Okay.
अभी शायद कुछ लोग, to be honest, it's a fair deal now also. Because उस time पे क्या लोगों के पास time था, काम कम था, तो मतलब जिससे अभी तो क्या लोगों के पास equipment डाला. There's a different way of doing it now. People doesn't Jew Beach also you can't go so much of rush it is now. That time when I used to go morning, one should be hardly few people like daily routine wale. Now it's so crowded and everything. So people learn little bit over there, but it's still whatever you have to learn is on the beach only.
Okay.
The best training is on the beach.
Okay. And is it because of the surface?
Surface, because of the surface.
Okay.
And you feel something like a positive vibe on the beach, to be honest. आप कभी भी beach पे सीखो और कोई hall या anywhere, you don't feel in the hall and all.
Yeah.
On the beach, it has, जब वो लगता है ना sand आपके बदन पे, जब लगता है कि कुछ कर रहे हो आप life में.
So, but you had no kida for films, you didn't enjoy films?
No, I didn't have little, to be honest. मुझे नहीं ना. My dad, when he came to Mumbai first time, he was working in Johnny Walker's house.
Okay.
So then he shifted to Orky Mill. So he used to tell me about the film stories and little bit whenever. For 2 years he was working for Johnny Walker's house and all that. So वही typical South Indian. पहला मुंबई आया, then वहाँ काम किया, then Orky में job पे लग गया. Then he had a good relation with Johnny sir and all. But he should tell me about the stories, how late everything happens. And I was I didn't like it that.
Yeah.
But destiny.
So when you first got your break as like a stuntman, Who was the first action director you had worked with?
I worked it with Tinu Verma. Beginning 10 years, I worked it with him.
Okay.
He was one of the deadliest action directors of all time which I've worked in my life.
So you've learned like most of your...
Most of the things, all my I've learned with him only.
And what was the first film you did with him?
I did a film without becoming a stuntman. Before that, he gave me a small character in a film called Ramchastra.
Okay.
Then when I became a stuntman, I worked it with a film called Pukar, I think so. That was my first job as a stuntman.
Okay, and what did you have to do? What stunt was it?
Nothing was there much, to be honest. एक बुड्ढी को हम मार रहे हम मार नहीं खा रहे थे, हम मार रहे थे.
Okay. So in your training, you trained for 7-8 months, you
Yeah.
say. So is fighting is something that you like different types of fighting, how to throw a punch?
Yeah. There's different. Like the sword fight is different. Horse riding is different.
Okay, so you
तो
learned horse riding
भी
भी?
फ्री में सिखाते थे लोग.
Okay.
इतना ये था कि ना आप वर्मा जी के तबेले पे जाओ, वहाँ पे फ्री में लोगों को सिखाता. अभी भी there's a rule, दे स्टंटमैन के बेटे हो तो उनको फ्री में ही सिखाता.
Okay. And how many people do you work with on a daily basis in your crew? Like, do you have regular people?
Depend. What is a sequence?
नहीं, जिसने आपने जिसको ट्रेन किया था, like you call these same people back, or it's just like an open thing कि he's good at something, so I'll call him. He does.
See, basically you have like two assistants which is very fixed to you. You can say they are the main guy, two assistants. Then you require your requirement how it is.
Okay.
And in India, to be honest, there are like most of the people are very flexible. Like they do a lot of stunts, like different stunts together. Abroad, they are specialists in one thing.
Okay.
Now also they also started doing many things because of the lack of job they don't get. So they started learning most of the things.
And how do people approach you when they want to become like, if they want to become a stuntman and train under you or work with you?
Stuntmen don't have any contacts with the action director, to be honest. It has everything with the union.
Okay.
Stuntman ke matlab, if you want to become a stuntman, you have to go to the union only.
But the union can make anyone a stuntman without training?
Anyone. If there's an age limit.
Okay.
वहाँ पे age limit, there's an age limit, and age limit के बाद then they take a practical practice, and then you can become a stuntman. Then they apply for the card. You have to pay for the card also. It's a big amount now, to be honest.
Yeah. And is it difficult to get a card?
Yeah, it's very difficult to get a card because ऐसा नहीं कि ना साल में खुलता है.
Okay.
2-3 साल में ऐसा 10-15 बंदे का खुल जाता है. और वो जो बेस्ट होता है उनको जॉब मिल जाता है. There were application in the union, like people have given application from like 6 years back.
Oh.
And there's a height limit.
Okay.
Abhi fir bhi like
Height limit bolte you can't be too tall?
height limit is like you have to be 5'9".
Okay.
Abhi and then you're the actual
But you're in...
5'9" के ऊपर कितना भी हो सकता है.
Okay.
And थोड़ा बहुत अगर if you're a good worker and they compromise like 1 inch. And then if you have below that, then you become a TM member. Like there's a 2 card, like a TM member.
Okay.
When you become a TM member, you can't become an action director.
TM member का मतलब क्या है?
TM member मतलब आपका height कम है. Then there's a law that like some people are very good in bikes.
Okay.
They have small heights, but we make the car. Some are very good in the cars. So उनका card बन जाता है like ना. They make a TM member card.
Like in older films, I remember watching, suddenly like there'll be a action shot and a woman suddenly looks like a man. I think they used to use a lot of men to do...
yeah.
But abhi now are there a lot of female
There are a lot of female
stunt women?
There are a lot of stunt women are there.
And उनका भी height restriction ऐसा कुछ है?
नहीं, उनका height restriction नहीं है.
Okay.
There are few who are members, but there are few who are non-members. Like we call them, like we make them a temporary member.
Okay.
And we call them.
Okay.
Yeah, because उनका काम बहुत कम होता है ना, and the amount to pay for the card is too big.
It doesn't pay off that easily.
Yeah, that easy, na.
Yeah, some of the departments, the card is very expensive. I think AD का card इतना सस्ता है, बाकी का like it's so expensive.
Stuntman का क्यों experience? Because we have like a retirement. एक है पूरे इंडस्ट्री में लोगों का पैसे डूबता, लेकिन फाइटर का पैसे कभी नहीं डूबता.
Because it's like if you're good at your job, you'll be called. You must have done how many projects? 200?
More than that. As a stuntman and an action director, I've done
Mila
like
ke.
in 10 years, like I've done 100 films, I think so. I
And you
don't-
probably won't even remember कि
Yeah.
क्या किया है.
Yeah, because of the series and all, now
Yeah,
the
yeah.
series and all that's come. Ad films, ये वो, मतलब काफी काम किया है. Like,
But so the transition from going from a stuntman to an action director, how did you make that jump?
that jump is the biggest luck and the biggest what you show someone, like, na. Definitely, AD, जब ad director बनता है, it's the same thing, you know, the knowledge of the job. See, every action director has assistants. And action director will design it, everything, but the hard work is done by the assistants. वो बताएगा, वो सब. So knowledge, then he puts it input, वो आ जाता है, like, na, you become a part of the job. And then you feel कि even I can become an action director one day. I was a lucky guy. मेरी life में शाहरुख खान था. So without any, he's like what I am there because of Shahrukh Khan.
How? What's
Because he called me and he gave me a break.
Okay.
To be honest, I'm a very lucky guy in the industry. Like, he called me and he gave me a break.
You had worked as a stuntman on one of his films.
I had worked as an assistant in Chennai Express.
Okay.
He saw me doing all the jobs and all this thing. So when he was making Happy New Year, he had some issues with the action director. Then he called Rohit sir and he told, he send Rod over here because I have some problem. I want to sort it, this cannot be done. So I came, then he called me, started narrating the film. I don't like go and just do that job and I'll make a move. And he told me, you have to do this film. I went to Rohit sir's office. I told him, Shahrukh Khan is telling me this way you become an action director. Rohit sir, you become an action director. This is the best point to become an action director. So दोनों के support से then I became an action director.
So Happy New Year, the first
film.
as an action director.
Action director.
Oh wow. Okay. 95 से Chennai Express में you were just doing assistant.
Assistant and stuntman.
Okay.
I worked it with like all the great action directors like Inu Verma, Abbas Bhai, Ravi Diwan, Sham Kaushal. So I was very, मतलब उनके पास सीखा काफी चीज, you know.
Anything particular you learned from each of them?
Yeah. Like how to do hard work, I learned with Inu Verma.
Okay.
And how sharp you should be in your job, I learned with what you can achieve from this guy. That every stuntman has a quality. To grab this, you should know what quality he is. So you should put him at the right place. As Shyamji is a discipline. That was a key thing. And unka to, matlab, he's one of the best. Like, na, when you work with him, you know how to deal with people. That is, see, when you action director, any person, you're
People
good at the
management.
job. Management also you have to learn.
Yeah.
That is a key point for in a film industry. How to keep a relation, how to maintain, how to do the job, how to be clear picture with everything. Like that, he has a very good thing.
Is there any action sequence in particular that you're very proud of that you've executed? Like your favorite sequence that you've done?
Like when I went to work with Anurag Keshav, na, so you were not believing in me. I was there from the production side. So you were not believing me so much to do the climax of Mukkebaz, na. He had done already he had shooted the climax with someone else. It didn't came well. So they called me and he was not keen to work with me because I should do all Rohit Shetty films and all. So he didn't knew that I can do like those types of action also. So when I went first 2 days, he was not very clean about we should show him, he should put the cameras and all. We should design, he should say, no, I don't want this, I want this and that. Then on the 4th day, he told me to shoot something. The DOP told me just, he leave this thing to him and when he'll do, you won't like it, then tell him. You show your way. When I worked it for 2 hours, he left the set and he went. And he came after a few hours and he told me, I want this way now, this way. And I did the climax and I got the award for that film.
So when an action director is on set, what is the first thing you do when you're designing a sequence?
It depends what your storytelling.
Okay.
क्या बोल रहा है, क्या लोकेशन है, क्या एक्शन का पर्पस है. Basically, you feel very proud when you're doing an emotional action. That is a action director. I love to do this all things. Like Mukkebaz also is an emotional thing. So what's a performance? It's not about the hard hitting and all, falling, breaking. It's about the performance. It's about everything. It's like that.
And what about the relationship between production design and special effects and action? क्योंकि कभी blood है, कभी like propping ही रहता है.
Like production, like it's a basic thing. What is a set made of? Where we want a breakage thing, like supposed to be this is a table, ये टूटना है, इस पे बंदा गिरेगा, तो we tell the production guys ये टूटने वाला है, you make the dummy of it. Then ये वॉल पे बैंग होना है, now it has come safety. पहले तो डायरेक्ट वॉल पे बैंग करना पड़ता था, पैड लगा है, अभी तो वॉल पे भी पैड लग जाता है.
Okay.
Now within just 10 years things have changed. Things have changed to another level. Like action has become more safety than was before. Like I can say 60% it has become safety.
Okay.
Wires have come. There's a lot of things have come.
So injuries also must have reduced earlier.
Reduced, to be honest. मतलब 40 to 50% injury भी reduce हो गया.
That's very good and it's
Yeah,
important
it's
also.
very important, very important. So when we shoot it together, it was like horrible, horrible. 40 की स्पीड में से हम ट्रेन पे गिर रहे थे, ट्रेन से गिर रहे थे.
आप गिरे ट्रेन से?
हाँ, जंप मारा था ट्रेन के ऊपर, like मूविंग ट्रेन में 20 फीट के हाइट से जंप ऑन द ट्रेन. लाइव शॉट्स, ऑल लाइव इट वाज.
हाँ.
अभी तो क्या ट्रेन खड़ा होगा, वो बाद में मोमेंट होगा, सब होगा.
हाँ.
Those things, and not one stuntman. It was like 20 of them jumping together.
My God.
It was a very, मतलब सबसे हमारे लाइफ में like border. बॉर्डर शूट करना इतना सर के साथ, मतलब जो ठंड था ना, it was killing us.
So, when there's injuries on set and stuff, I mean, like, does the set shut down for that time, or how does it work?
See, it's few time के लिए होता है. Then things move. हम बोलते हैं ना कि सिनेमा कभी रुकता नहीं.
Yeah.
The show must go on.
Correct,
ऐसा
yeah.
होता है.
But have you had bad injuries while working?
Yeah, I had a bad injury. Like my hand is like, still my bonus come out. See, it is out. Fallen from the horse. There are a few, but to be honest, I was not a very, like, मुझे बहुत बड़ा stunt करने मिला नहीं कभी.
Okay.
Like basic was the stunt में that I should do it. And I was like a more arranger.
Okay.
When I grew up like stuntman, maybe after some time, then I became an arranger.
Like what the assistant main assistant does.
Yeah.
Okay. So when there is does the union compensate action people when they get hurt in set?
Yeah, it's from the producer. Union
Okay.
से कुछ भी नहीं आता है, to be honest. It's from the producer. We have a rule that you get a 15 days. If you are there for 2 months, you'll get a 30 shift.
Okay.
Like 30 days payment. Like a day, 8 hours payment.
Okay.
For your recovery. And whatever the hospital charge be. Because the union is strong. Otherwise, वो भी नहीं मिलेगा.
Okay.
From the production, वो भी नहीं मिलेगा. Very honestly saying.
You have to, I mean, protect the people who are making your film.
Yeah,
also,
yeah,
no?
yeah.
That's very important.
Yeah.
So when you were doing falls earlier and all, how if they weren't wires, you would just directly.
Yeah, directly on the boxes or on the airbag.
Okay. And with wires and all, how do you make the fall look natural? Because usme
There are many texts, like there are many ways of doing it. When we do it, sometimes we put it on a GoTel. Equipment होता है जिसके end का portion है ना gradually slow down होता है उतना end contact. We take a mark. Supposed to be you have to land on this. We take the mark. We fall from that wire only. But end इतना portion है ना, he'll come very slowly.
Okay.
But उसका भी एक level है, क्या height से आ रहा है क्या नहीं. Then we ram that portion now. Now we ram that portion.
Okay. Or yeah, otherwise दूसरा shot लेके just the close up
just
of
the
the fall,
landing. Yeah, just the landing.
Okay.
We put a deadlock like इसके नीचे जाएगा ही नहीं.
And that even costume then comes into that, no? Because costume में you can't see the costume being pulled with a wire क्योंकि harness अंदर रहता है ना.
अंदर थोड़ा पुल होता है लेकिन that is CG में वो
clean up हो
जाता है.
And how does special effects work? Like if you're doing like live में like someone's getting shot, squibs जा रहे हैं.
That now to time saver, then they put it in CGI.
Okay.
VFX. पहले तो लाइव ही करते थे.
पर एक्शन के रोल में आता है ये या अंडर द एक्शन डायरेक्टर?
Yeah, under the action director. It's come under the action director.
Okay.
Script लगाना ये वो it comes under the action director.
I remember मैंने एक शॉर्ट फिल्म किया था 2017 में. It was my graduation film school के बाद. And एक शॉट था where this 7-year-old boy is getting shot in the head. and I didn't hire an action director. And मुझे कुछ मालूम नहीं था. I just hired like one guy who got me squibs.
Yeah.
And then he's like, हाँ sir, सिर पे squib लगा दो. And then I just googled it. If I didn't Google it, मैं लगाने वाला था सिर पे. But 7-year-old के. And then the day before that, we had that day only 1 hour before we shot a scene where one guy gets shot in the chest and the squib bursts. And इतना sound आया that guy couldn't hear for like 2 minutes. His ear was buzzing. So then we obviously didn't put the squib on the kid's head. Otherwise,
Yeah, that's
very dangerous.
That's the practical you have to learn. That's why you can't become an action director until you work for 10 years as a stuntman.
Yeah, you can't because you don't know these things. No?
Yeah, क्योंकि आपको प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज ही नहीं है. थ्योरी आप कितना ही पढ़ गया जाओ.
Yeah.
जब तक आप प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज ही नहीं आएगा तो आप कैसे करोगे? Actually, it's all about practical knowledge. It's all about practical knowledge.
Does it ever malfunction and किसी को चोट लग सकता है?
नहीं, उससे चोट लगता है कभी कभी. क्या है, when you get your hand over here ना, वो बारूद ही होता है ना. It's all about powder. It's about the same what a blast like a cracker it is. जब वो फटता है तो उसका स्पार्क उड़ता है. तो when you get your hand over here, वो स्पार्क यही होगा ना. वो यहाँ पे कभी कभी दाने हो जाता है. Like you feel like a prickly heat.
Like burn type.
Yeah, burn type ना.
तो यहाँ कुछ लगाते हैं like.
They back पे लगा देते. Put pad on the back. It doesn't come on the back. It goes in the front.
हाँ, okay.
It goes in the front. So never get your hand in the front. But like a gun का you say that
Spark जो आता है.
sparks होता है वो उड़ेगा. Like it's the same thing.
Okay.
वो sparks लगता है skin पे.
And what about like all these pressure things they use? Like if you have like a blood squirting out, someone hand gets cut and like blood is like a पिचकारी coming out, वो सब कैसे करते हैं?
It's like वो like normal पिचकारी से करता है. नहीं तो वो स्क्यूब ही लगाना पड़ता है. You have to put the skew.
पर स्क्विब से ऐसा फटता है ना?
हाँ.
पर like ये like
वो different way होता है. हाथ से भी फेंकते हैं, बॉटल में भी दबा के squeeze करते हैं.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a different how what is the situation demands. कैसे blood flash चाहिए ये वो.
So when did they start using more VFX and less squibs?
Like this 5-6 years.
Okay.
This 5-6 years.
Just to save time,
Yeah,
maybe.
Save time.
Okay.
Save time only, to be honest. But the feel what you get in when you're doing action on the live scripts and all, that is a real feel.
Yeah. No, even for the actor, it's more authentic because you actually part like that.
Yeah,
impact is there.
reaction आता ही है. वो उससे ना मतलब वो पता है when you do a CG scripts and all ना, वो दिखता है actor के चेहरे पे भी relax रहता है.
Yeah. So because in this you're also anxious कि कब फटेगा. And how many ever times you probably experienced it, it's always going to be a little shock, a little bit of a shock.
कभी-कभी फटता है. It's become like a comedy of errors.
मतलब like you trigger it पर
Trigger
फटता नहीं.
फटता ही नहीं. वो बंदा वेट ही कर रहा है.
पर कभी लेट फटा है.
होता है, लेट भी फटता है. वो डिपेंड्स. ये होता है comedy of error. होता ही है.
So what kind of action sequences do you enjoy doing? You said you like emotional sequences.
Yeah.
So that's basically story driven.
Story driven. That's
So like if a character has a motivation,
Yeah,
why
motive.
this is
happening.
sequences happening.
Yeah.
So you read the scenes before.
Yeah. Every action director reads the scene. Na?
Okay.
And there's a narration happened before the scene. पहले होता है. अभी तो पहले स्क्रिप्ट मिलता है. पहले तो स्क्रिप्ट भी नहीं मिलता था. ये ऐसे खाली सिचुएशन बता था.
Okay.
Now you get the whole script of the film, you know the whole film and what is the film. So you read the whole film.
This is before your first discussion with the director.
Yeah, before sometime you discuss with the director and then they give you the script and all. Sometimes you get the script and then you meet the director and all.
Are there any directors who are very particular about how they want their action and?
They're all the directors. They are very particular about what they want.
Okay.
Almost like.
Even like if they're not sure, how do they like? You get freedom to like explore.
Yeah, we get freedom. We have freedom to do all this thing, but it's always better to see. As for me, my experience is I read the script one time. Director reads it 100 times. You know, उनके दिमाग में बहुत ज़्यादा होता है हमारे से.
Okay.
Or feel or वो. So sometimes it happens we are going something wrong. The director, so I don't want this. This doesn't sell out from my film. So then it's good because he knows what he wants.
And how do you plan your shots? Because a lot of action directors also place the camera and decide where the angle is going to be.
Yeah. We place it according to what we are doing the stunt.
But where did you learn that? How did you learn that?
With Tinu Verma and all.
So lensing, ये सब.
Yeah. He was one of the best guy to learn. He was a learning school.
Okay.
उस बंदे का एक और ही चांद था लाइक ना उसके टाइम पे वी लर्नड अ लॉट विथ हिम आई लर्नड अ लॉट विथ हिम
Okay.
या
Anyone else who came out from his like academy of action?
मेरे ख्याल से आई बिकेम एंड few others had become but they didn't click I clicked because God knows for what we मतलब
Your management skill, your style must have been.
management skill and I became at the right time. I got a good break. Like I had support of Rohit Shetty then. Sajid Khan was the first person to tell me you become an action director. When I worked with him for the first time, तो वो मुझे बोलता था कि ना अगली पिक्चर में मास्टर बनना. Because he should see me ना, I should argue with him कि ये अच्छा नहीं लगेगा, ये अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. तो वो उसको पता चलता है कि नहीं बंदे में मालूम है इसीलिए इतना खुल के बोलता है. बहुत से लोग क्या हाँ में हाँ मिलाते हैं.
Yeah. They don't want to say no to someone who's senior to them.
Senior to them. Then a person who knows these things about it now. What he told is that कोई बंदा ईगो में होगा तो वो ईगो में रहेगा. तो बंदा अगर उसकी फ्रेंड से प्यार है तो सुनेगा लोगों का कि and plus कैसा होगा. Yeah. See, I learned with Danny Boyle one thing. Now, when you get a suggestion from someone, na, tell him why you're saying no. Tell him the reason also.
Yeah, you should have your reasons clear in yourself before you contradict.
When someone is giving you a suggestion, so you can tell him no and tell the reason. This is not fitting in this portion. And I did Slumdog Millionaire with him. I learned a lot with him also. कैसे handle करना, कैसे लोगों का advice को cut करना. नहीं जा रहा है ये ठीक है कुछ एडवाइस उसको पसंद आता है दैट गोज हाँ ना तो होना चाहिए लाइक ना
Yeah. You have that with your team also?
yeah then only you become a good action director.
So you will probably learn from them, they learn from you. It's like,
we tell boys क्या करना है ऐसे वैसे they will give you ideas then I'll say no it doesn't work ये वो so they will say this is nice it's a teamwork to be honest.
Which is important. You can't.
Every job is a teamwork in film industry.
So when you work with Rohit Shetty, his dad was an action.
He knows much about action.
So what is that like? Because he comes from a family of action.
He comes from a family and he learned with the family who was in the Viduji. He was there with Viduji. Ajay sir, he was there with Ajay sir. So उसने बहुत कुछ सीख लिया भाई action का. And you know, वो होता है genetic भी होता है ना कि ना लोग सीख जाता है जो job होता है ना. He's a brilliant guy, to be honest. He knows everything about action.
And how is your relationship with him in terms of collaboration?
The change of my life is because of him only, no? मतलब उनके पास मैं गया, he called me to work as an assistant for so many years. I worked it with 5 years with him.
Oh, 5 years?
Yeah, like all the best he called me. I worked it in and out as a stuntman. कैसा होता है basically action director के पास होता है ना? So when उसकी पिक्चर की शूटिंग में I should go तो I should. So I had a little mixed talks with him. So you can't, to be honest, when you're a stuntman, you don't have any you don't directly deal with the director. So if you have an assistant, you deal with I was not an assistant also. So but few things I told him, so he knew, and I came from Tinu Verma's background. He knew that I worked it with Tinu Verma. उससे थोड़े बहुत बातें हुए तो ऐसा फिर I thought he's a good guy. And to be honest, after Tinu Verma, मैंने इंडस्ट्री में किसी को कैमरा का नॉलेज उसके इतना किसी को नहीं देगा, किसी को भी नहीं देगा. He was the second guy in my life. जिसको without seeing the lenses एक फ्रेम का विजन है. That यहाँ पे few लोगों को है, to be honest, बहुत से कम लोगों को इंडस्ट्री में कि ना बिना कैमरा देखने विजन करना.
And so what was the first film you did as an action director for Rohit Shetty then?
Then I did Singham Return.
Okay.
I was there in Singham 1.
Okay.
But Jayapaji was the action director, but I was the assistant. Then I should do all this thing. Then Singham Return I did with him. Then Dilwale and all the film after that.
Now you're a regular.
Like I did Fear Factor also for him. One season, like an Indian season.
Okay.
That was a very new and challenging thing for us.
With reality and...
Reality. हमने इंडिया में किसी ने किया नहीं था वैसे इतना बड़ा show.
So how did it work in Fear Factor then?
Because of COVID, they couldn't go to South Africa. Those people couldn't come here. And they wanted to extend the show. Then, because of Sir, I got that show and we pulled out that 10 episode.
But you're working with complete. I mean, Fear Factor. Are they? Do they have any idea of action, the contestants, or
They don't have any ideas.
so? Is that must be different because
Yeah.
actors at least have thoda bahut experience on set.
Yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah. But once we show them, like ना, एक डेमो होता है कि ये ऐसा है, ये ऐसा है, ये ऐसा नहीं कि विदाउट डेमो कुछ नहीं. स्टंटमैन डेमो करके बताता है.
What about cars and bikes? Now, this is also very like chase scenes, falling off bikes. How are these choreographed? Because you see bikes going at high speeds and then the guys just falling off.
Yeah, that is the stuntman job.
But how do they not get hurt?
Do they? ऐसा नहीं कि नहीं लगता है. Sometimes नहीं लगता है, कभी-कभी लग जाता है.
But what precautions do you take?
Whatever precaution we can take, we take that.
रोड पे समझो कि लाइक
वो तो
ये फ्लाईओवर के नीचे
पैड भी डालते
तो
हैं.
क्लोथ के नीचे रहते हैं पैड.
क्लोज के अंदर होता है सब यार.
रोड पे कुछ लगाते हैं.
नहीं. बाइक रोड पे लगेगा तो अटक जाएगा. बाइक ही अटक जाएगी.
So what speeds do you drive at?
Depends on what is the situation and what speed we want to do.
If it's a fast chase, how do you do it?
We
Because
do it like they come on the 50-60 की speed में.
that's fast.
Yeah, very fast it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do it a little bit faster with the camera.
Okay. So that's your framing.
Yeah, framing speed.
Okay. That must be quite a scary thing.
Yeah. Bike stunt is one of the riskiest stunt for me. To be honest, Goda or bike is very risky.
घोड़ा को predict भी नहीं कर सकते.
Goda और bike पे भी predict नहीं, it's open ना. Like bike, बाकी car I feel बहुत safe है.
Yeah.
You put the row cage and you have the seat, you have the neck guard, you have helmet, everything.
Yeah.
But bike you don't have anything.
That's dangerous work.
Sometimes तो ऐसे से लोग आ जाते हैं कि हाफ शर्ट होता है, स्लीवलेस होता है.
हाँ.
जब भी तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है, वो पार्ट बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है.
Because you can't cover it also.
Cover it, the pad,
So then they have to fall on another side, or you place the camera in a way where.
No, they do fall, but they protect themselves by putting. Sometimes they get hurt on over here. They scrub and all ना, वो हो जाता है.
But you can't do many takes of this, no?
No. You can't do many takes. That is one take only.
So that one take doesn't happen, what do you do?
We place the camera according to this. ये angle ले तो ये angle ले तो ये
तो
angle.
multi-cam में ही करना पड़ता
Multi cam में होता है.
है. Okay. What is the
I
most...
did a sequence recently. It was very challenging for me.
हाँ.
Scoop.
Okay.
You must have seen the series. It's one of the biggest at Scoop. This where that Maddie, the reporter, gets shot.
Okay.
To do on the same location, the same sequence is very challenging. किसी ने मारा है वहीं जगह पे और उस बंदे की मौत भी उसी जगह पे हुआ है और उसी जगह पे मेरा stuntman भी वैसे ही गिरेगा. And to shoot it in 2 hours, it was a big challenging scene.
Was it with Squib or was it...
No, we did live with the gunshot and the fighter boy did Amit did the real skid. You see, you have to see that thing. And no one can tell we have shoot it in 2 hours. And shoot it in twilight.
Yeah, that's also a challenge. You're keeping up with exterior lighting.
And lighting. And we have to finish in that budget one day.
It's actually very interesting because our action director plans the sequence. Because directors, when they're shooting, they plan coverage.
Yeah.
With an action director, you're planning moments to cut together.
Yeah,
So you have to have an edit in your head.
Yeah, edit in your head. That's the biggest thing.
So this is also something that you've learned over the years.
Yeah, learn over the years. You have to learn all these things. कैसा time बचाएगा. That's why I say ना कि we learned something ना कि ऐसे ही कैमरा लगना चाहिए ना कि वो नहीं मिला ये नहीं मिला तो इसमें तो मिलेगा ही.
Is it challenging to shoot on wide angle lenses like 35?
Yeah. It's very challenging ना.
क्योंकि इसमें सब कुछ दिखता है.
सब कुछ दिखता है. Then we put a zoom to cheat something.
Okay.
आजकल तो बहुत से DOP जो आए उनको zoom भी पता नहीं होता है. Zoom भी use करने. They get very scared because of light exposure and all ना.
Correct. उसमें ज़्यादा
ये वो तो वो हमारे लिए challenging होता है. तो उनका job we have to it's like a teamwork.
Correct. Every department has to be in sync. Otherwise
it can't happen.
What happened in time?
What happened with time? And Hindi film has a certain limit of budget.
So that sequence you're talking about in Scoop, what was the most challenging part of that sequence?
Time.
2 घंटे का
2
time.
घंटे के अंदर करना है.
But what's the most deadly sequence that you
the light fall on the same
in that same 2 hours?
Same 2 hours and the same spot where he got actual shoot was
Ha.
that Maddie press reporter.
Yeah.
And same location, same everything.
So how did you work around with such quick turnarounds? Do you have a lot of pre-production planning?
We have planning, like we have experience sells out there only. This is the time where experience comes to your way. कैसे करेंगे, क्या करेंगे, कैसे, and what is the best boy to do it? Who is the best stuntman to do it? So for these things, we are very particular about this. We won't take any chances with any like, नहीं आज अमित से नहीं कराएंगे, आज हन्नान से कराएंगे या अनीस से कराएंगे या मिलरॉय से कराएंगे या चीकू से कराएंगे. No, this Amit is the best to do it. We'll do it with Amit only.
Okay.
We won't take a chance in this. It's like you have to train people also not to make it.
Yeah.
Like one की जगह two आएगा एक जगह. You cannot be one ही नहीं चलता रहेगा ना. We want a backup.
Correct.
So we have to train, and these things you can't train anywhere. You have to train them on the shoot.
Yeah. So all the guys you work with, where you train them, like on set?
On set, it's this. You can't, like, no one will risk their life without getting anything.
Correct.
And without any, like, to be honest, like, producer helps a lot to take medical facilities and all ना. आदमी बंदा करेगा नहीं, कौन गाड़ी खरीद के लाएगा और पलटी करेगा. गाड़ी खरीद के लाना नहीं, उसको केज बनाने, it's a big cost.
Yeah. And even like when you're doing glass breakage or bullet car windows bursting in cars and all that, usme bhi, that's something that comes from the art department side, no?
Yeah, art department. It comes from the art department, and it comes from the action department also, na? Where to cut the window, where to, like, this is the mark where his body will get hit. This portion should be very soft. वो सब experience ही बताता है.
Have you ever thought of directing your own film?
No, to be honest, no. I am still.
You enjoy what you're doing?
I enjoy what I'm doing. Somebody had called me to do this thing, but I told them what I'm doing, happy with doing it right now.
A lot of action directors become directors also, no? Because they understand framing, camera, sequence.
Camera framing, no, and director is a very different job. It's about performance. You look about the performance of the actor. You feel the whole scene. You feel the whole film.
But that's not something you wanted to explore?
But there's a time that...
Not right now, maybe.
Not right now. When you're doing something good, when things are going well, you shouldn't step to another thing like this. And when I'm enjoying my job, so I shouldn't do something else, I think so. If I'm not enjoying and I want to move someone, बोलते ना ये कंटाल आ गया, अभी कुछ और करते हैं.
Yeah.
तो वो अभी तक I'm still enjoying my job.
What do you think about people who are like making all these independent films? Like, I mean, like first-time filmmakers, short filmmakers who want to do action sequences in the film. Like, uska, like, how do you, like, what kind of advice you give to people like that who are trying to...
See, I tell LV every now, when you do a short film or whatever film you do it, like a small budget, time is very important for them. So get the right people on that. You think I don't have a budget. But I feel... if you're a non-experienced guy, you'll get it. And you'll waste your time. The whole budget is gone then. So you have to be very sure with whom you're doing and what you're doing. कभी ऐसा होता है कि नए एक्शन डायरेक्टर को मतलब ऐसा नहीं बोला किसी नए की बात. Get the right people to do the right thing who have done it before.
And obviously experience speaks.
Experience भी होता है.
Do you think, like, I mean, like, how many years have the assistants who work with you have worked for you?
Like, depends, like, it's like a team. कभी किसी का कुछ हो जाता है तो they leave, they don't want to work with me or someone else. Like, everybody has their own choice. They're not permanent to me. They depend on the union.
Okay.
He might go to, like, A से B के बाद जाना है या C के बाद जाना है, उसको better लगता है वहाँ जाना है.
Okay.
So he'll move on that side. I don't want to work with you now. I want to work with him. Or someone wants to become an action director. Like, depends, na? It depends on your whatever person wants to do by his own.
But before someone becomes an assistant for you, how many years of experience do you expect?
No, it's not about experience. What is not how many years. Basically, 2-3 years में आदमी बहुत कुछ सीखता है. Then I am an action director. I know my job very well. So I can tell my assistant what he has to. If he's an understanding job, and understanding person, if he's an understanding person, So your life becomes very easy. So वो सीख रहा है and he is putting his effort. Like basically any upcoming guy or whatever thing it is, कोई भी बंदे को सीखना है, कुछ सीखना चाहता है, तो वो जल्दी सीखेगा, वो ज्यादा एफर्ट डालेगा. उसको तो बेसिकली तो सब कुछ आता है, बट उसको और भी नॉलेज, ही वांट्स टू अडॉप्ट नॉलेज एंड ऑल, तो वैसा होता है.
Okay. So no one directly approaches action directors कि like I like your work sir कि मैं आपके साथ ही काम करना चाहता हूँ, वैसा नहीं होता
ऐसा
है.
कुछ नहीं होता है.
Like Instagram, Facebook पे आपको वैसे नहीं मिलता है.
बहुत मैसेज आते हैं इससे. उनको लगता है कि बहुत इजी जॉब है. इट्स वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट टफ जॉब इन इंडस्ट्री इज एन एक्शन डायरेक्टर.
Yeah.
This, like, to be honest, yeah, an action director job is like, I feel, you know, sometimes it's like a business. Like, now you have to, so you have to look your boys, you have to look the production people, you have to look the safety of the whole set. बहुत बड़ा job. It's not a like one job.
Correct. Yeah.
Like many things. Budget में भी होना चाहिए. रिस्क भी उतना है, बंदे को भी लगना नहीं चाहिए. मतलब बहुत ज्यादा है ऐसा. और बहुत टेंशन है. Sometimes it becomes too
Stressful.
like stressful how to do it and how you can manage in this money. So बहुत सी जगह ऐसा हो जाता है, sir we don't have so much money to spend. Then वो एक बहुत बड़ा ये होता है, we don't have budget. Then you feel यार कि नहीं यार इसके पैसे नहीं है तो we have to do it. Then that's the experience comes. You know, how you will do it, what it is.
Have there ever been like really like scary moments on set where someone got severely injured like even when you were a stuntman or a...
पहले लग जाता, like many things have happened in the front of our eyes.
But how does that affect you? It must be like थोड़ा fear आप में भी set होता है ना?
Set होता है, लेकिन it's like ना, to be honest, anything if an army guy, like even we have lost our friends
Okay.
in front of our eyes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
wow.
that's in front of our eyes we have lost our friends.
Okay.
And फिर वो होता है ना कि movie or even the army guy is the same thing. Like ना injured होता है, like severe injury देखा हुआ है. That's the thing. One of my friend, like who taught me a lot. Now he's from last 20 years he's on wheelchair. More than 20 years he's on wheelchair. But whenever you meet, you see the smile on his face. You feel the power from his energy. Like, yeah, क्या life है. But he doesn't, like, होता है ना कि you should be this way. He says कि when I stand, I'll work as a stuntman again. वो एक attachment होता है. To your job, any job.
Yeah. But that's also the scary part, no? When you're doing a job that involves your body and you can't use your body anymore, then what do you do?
That's the family. He had his family is great, to be honest. Hats off to his family.
But I'm sure because of now there are at least a lot more safety protocols.
lot more safety. But still लगना है तो लगता है. हर चीज वायर और हर चीज उसमें नहीं हो सकता है.
पर वायर कभी टूट भी सकता है ना?
हाँ.
टूटा है ऐसा कभी?
नहीं, अभी तो like there are things, पहले टूट जाता था, cables वगैरह था. अभी तो we have the tactile ropes and all. We don't need any metal wires and all.
Okay.
We use the rope.
Okay.
इनका तो बहुत ज्यादा ये है. Everything, कितना भी safety, whatever.
You can't predict what will happen outside.
What will happen, मतलब anything in life, anywhere. If you're driving a car also in a normal road.
Correct, कुछ भी हो सकता है.
कुछ भी हो सकता है. वैसे हर चीज का कोई ये नहीं है.
And you can't control every external factor, ना? Like, because action is also so precise कि ये moment पे यही होना चाहिए. एक सेकंड इधर उधर कुछ हुए तो
एक सेकंड भी, एक हाइट का भी. जैसे recently one of my assistant got injured because he came like 6 inches above the glass. And he was we are doing a shot where the moment the car is coming in the front, he's running toward this car and he has to go in the glass. It took a little high, his shoulder got banged on the edge of the car. He got a crack over here. His shoulder got broke.
And that kind of injury is at least 3-4 months, ना?
3-4 months, man. 3-4 months, वो भी अच्छा है वो action director, like balance करके 3-4 months, but it takes 8 months at least.
Okay.
4 months तो वो set पे आने ही लग जाता है. 4 months के बाद उसको इतना pressure नहीं कर सकते ना. Still the injury is like पेन वगैरह है ना,
Yeah. Does this hurt you still, जो इधर है?
कभी कभी पेन होता है. मैं both my knees are gone, like ना, वो तो because of my lack of things. पहले पैर पे नी पे लग के ना, we didn't take too much of care and all. That's our mistake.
पर at that time was the awareness there कि पैड पहनना चाहिए या ज़्यादा लोग पहनते नहीं थे?
ज़्यादा लोग पहनते भी नहीं थे, बहुत से लोग अफोर्ड भी नहीं करते थे. Like stuntman couldn't afford to get a new pad and all ना. Like बहुत से एक्शन डायरेक्टर के पास खुद के होते थे. अभी 10 लोगों का साथ में शॉट है तो 4 लोगों की का ही कैपेसिटी है वहाँ पे.
Okay.
4 लोग जो सीनियर होते थे, तो I'll do it, give me this portion. अभी तो ठीक है, everybody has their own padding bag. इंडिया में मंगाने में बहुत पैसे लगते हैं,
मिलता नहीं है आसानी से.
मिलता भी नहीं. और जब अब्रॉड से आता है तो 100 रुपये का चीज़ यहाँ आते आते 500 रुपये हो जाता है. So it's very difficult for us to all this thing.
Source it also.
Source it all.
And how did this injury happen? You said it was on a horse.
Yeah, I fell down from a horse.
Like
उसका शेडल, वो रकाब होता है ना जो,
हाँ, saddle, हाँ.
सैडल का वो टूट गया and I came one side.
Straight and moving horse.
Moving horse.
And your bone broke or
Yeah,
क्या?
yeah, it came out, but we की operation नहीं करना है.
हाँ.
It will take a longer time to
So you didn't get operated?
No, I didn't operate.
तो बस पट्टी बांध
तो
के.
वही, हाँ.
And when was this injury that happened?
This is, I think, so China Gate 97, 98.
Okay. And your knees is because of overuse.
Yeah, jump पे ये वो भागना पहाड़ पे ये वो थोड़ा हुआ तो then you didn't take care about it. Still.
So is there any moment where you thought you don't want to do this work anymore? Career में?
नहीं, ऐसा तो कभी लगा ही नहीं, क्योंकि you love your job and you enjoy, like I'm a travel guy, like I want to travel a lot. So this job gives you everything. You give me money, travel and everything. So that's why I enjoy this job a lot.
Do you have kids also?
Yeah.
Do they like? Do they watch films a lot?
My daughter, she watches films a lot. My son isn't different. He doesn't much films and all. But he's in that all, like you see, like he's a YouTuber जो होता है ना, उसको बहुत ज़्यादा देखता है.
Okay.
He doesn't, I tell him he'll become a hero. I don't want. He want to become a chef. Now he want to become a bodybuilder, and he's saying. Now he's hardly 14 years old.
Okay.
But he's as tall as me.
Oh wow. And your daughter has does she want to work in films or?
No, she's not. She
just like watching.
She like watching films and all, and she wants to open a restaurant.
Oh, so both of them are in.
Yeah, food business. Yeah. She wants to open a cafe or something. She says.
So when you go out of town, that must be a big a struggle also for your family dynamic, no? Because you work in such a travel heavy thing.
And कैसा होता है, बहुत सब चीजें छूट जाता है, like ना, with your family, working in the film industry.
Correct.
Nothing is planned, na.
Correct. Birthdays, annual days,
annual day, cousins की weddings, ये वो. Can't leave the job and come. It becomes like, if I go out from the set, it will take over the set. No producer wait, nah.
Correct. They won't be, if you just leave even if you, however good your main assistant, if you leave him, they still be like, you can't.
You miss a lot of like life में वो सब बहुत miss हो जाता.
That must be the biggest difficulty, I think, in working in the industry. So how do you, deal with that? Like, do you...
I sacrifice a lot of things of these now. Before, when I was stuntman and all. And then when I became a new action director and all. Like still my cousin, they meet me sometime. You never came for my wedding. You never came for this. But they are happy that I'm working good, I'm achieving something. My cousin sisters, they are very happy when I get these awards and all. So you're saying it's okay, you didn't get, but you have achieved something in your life.
Yeah.
वही अच्छा लगता है, that's family support everywhere.
I think without that, it'll also make you feel it's giving you that motivation. Yeah, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, and to be honest, when you have a group, every person has this own group, action time, but you're from the union. there are like 7, 10 people to 12, 15 people who works regular with me. So when I leave a job, so I feel that they are, see, I earn money in this much, they earn money in this much. So it's a vast difference to live their living. So I think, my boys are very different, to be honest. Like, I think about themselves also now. कि उनके लिए भी काम करना है, काम नहीं छोड़ना है. Not to leave jobs and all, no? Like.
Yeah. Have you ever had to quit a film बीच में because you weren't getting along with the team? वैसा कुछ हुआ है कभी?
हुआ है एक बार, but I won't tell it.
Yeah, you don't.
But एक बार हुआ है.
Like, was it an ego issue or like?
Ego issue. It was an ego issue.
So that most of the people I think have that. That's the most common reason people quit.
Yeah, because ego issue.
But otherwise, it's all not been.
No, otherwise I have nothing with anyone. Like.
Yeah, you're very chill.
Yeah. I'm very chill. Like, I gel with people.
So, sir, any like advice you give about people who are doing action in their films? Like, what are the things that they should keep in mind? Like, one thing you said is
budget,
and don't compromise on safety.
Safety, yeah. Don't compromise on safety.
Anything else?
Anything else? This are the two main things, to be honest.
So just spend that little extra money and do it correctly and safely rather than wasting your money.
Wasting your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody has a category in every field. Every field, like it's a product or a whatever, restaurant or whatever it is. वैसे ही action भी वैसे ही है ना.
Correct. It has to be.
There are people who are much better than me also. Like.
Are there people that you still learn from? Like, are there films like, I mean, when you do foreign schedules, I'm sure they have local action directors also.
Yeah. To be honest, I worked it recently for Jawan. I worked it with Spiro. Spiro is the guy who does Fast and Furious.
Oh, wow.
He's a 65-year-old man. But I learned with him in this 15 days so much new things and so much things. I felt if he call me to work as an assistant with him for more 1 year, I'll go and work with him. Because that's the school.
Yeah.
एक बड़ा school में आता, you go for a very bigger, higher.
It's like a PhD.
Yeah, PhD. मतलब वो करने के ज्यादा स्पीरो जैसे बंदे के पास जाएंगे तो. Like it's so clean, like मतलब ना. And old school and basic is very right. Old school, we say old school style is one of the best style to do it. Because आप कितना भी modernize कर लो, but if you don't know the basic,
correct,
then क्या करोगे?
So what did you learn from him particularly?
Like putting the cameras, the way he works and how focus and how things can be done this way, or designing something like very easy way to design things.
Did you apply anything you learned from him in your later projects?
Yeah, I did it with this Afghan Snowman. I did it.
Okay.
Yeah, like this things, na.
And it came out well?
Yeah, it came out well.
You were happy? Good.
Very happy. You must have seen the Jawan promo. उसमें देखा रहेगा आपने 50% of the promo is like 30% उसने किया हुआ. उसने I have done with them.
Okay.
That is the promo shots what he had put.
So how do you how do you guys work together? What does he handle? What do you handle?
Like he designed, like to be honest, then we do like it's two team working together.
Okay.
Like ऐसा कुछ नहीं, like वो design करके लाएगा, then what we can give him. अपने boys, what he'll get his boys, our boys. It's like a teamwork.
Okay.
It's like a teamwork.
And so in Jawan, like the trailer has a lot of like, shooting sequences, like gunfiring and stuff like that. But is there any particular sequence that was very challenging, like in Jawan, and that both of you problem solved together?
Like, to be honest, when your basics are right, then nothing problem comes. Then you sorted out the problem very well.
Okay.
Yeah, when two heads are in the same direction, then things are very easy to do it.
And like him, have you worked with other like Hollywood?
When I was a stuntman with Sham Kaushal, I worked it with Tony Chang and Chris.
Okay.
He was a guy. Like, to be honest, in my life, 3 stages were there. One, I worked it with Tinu Verma as an Indian guy. Then I worked it with, not many days, like few days, hardly 10 days, I worked it with Tony Chang. But in those 10 days, I learned so much of new things with him. Then after becoming an action director, learn something new thing with Spiro.
Okay.
Like you have to adopt कि मैंने सीखा है तो सीखा है. You
Yeah.
can't say कि मुझे सब कुछ आता है.
Correct. You're always learning like
Yeah,
that.
always action. Any film school, you learn every day.
Yeah.
And you cannot deny कि मुझे सब कुछ आता है. YouTube देख के, ये देख के, वो देख के सब बोलेगा मुझे आता है. करना क्या है किसी को पता नहीं इंडस्ट्री में. वही आजकल की, to be honest, आजकल बहुत वो प्रॉब्लम होता है. देख के शूट करना बहुत इजी लगता है. लेकिन सेम इम्पैक्ट लाना वो कैसे लाएगा वो पता नहीं है.
Correct. Execution is a different story
Different
altogether.
story. It's a different story. Execution is a different story.
So we are now done with this episode of Real Strugglers, and it was a pleasure talking to Rod sir and meeting him again after I think 6 years. But
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming, sir.
Thank you so much for everyone who's watching this show.
And anyone wants a really good action director for a film, you know where to go to. So please like, share, subscribe, and thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure.